Hi, how you going? I hope you're doing well. My name's Milo, and I'm back. I had a week off because of many issues. I guess the most pertinent issue would be my internet was broken for like half a week, but it was the wrong half of the week. Anyway, it's fixed now. It might even be better than before, we'll see. So what I got for you today is something that I promised for last week before I had to cancel. And that's more Donkey Kong stuff. We got fan games, we got bootlegs, we got unofficial Donkey Kong games of various sorts. It's going to be cool. Yeah, and so the impetus for starting this was my internet friend Reiji doing a stream, or no, a video, a let's play of sorts, covering this game, Donkey Kong Island 2, with a link to this page. So it's developed by Smoke. This is like a mirror or a rehost of it on Demo News. The original download is gone. But we know that the game came out in 2005 on PC, and I think it was made in Game Maker, but I'm not sure. I do recommend watching Reiji's video. It's very interesting. It goes into a lot of reminiscence about the fan game scene and the changing internet landscape, and yeah, it's just really fascinating stuff. Hi, Gibbon. Gibbon says she's busy with family, but couldn't not visit the first stream of the year. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, well, let's just get started. This is, I'm going to have to figure out how to capture this because it goes into full screen, but it doesn't really display properly. Oh, that's right. I forgot to rewatch Reiji's stream. Yeah, this is not going well. But Reiji went into a translation of the intro. I'm gonna have to quit it. It kind of forces the whole monitor into a lower res mode. So I'll try game capture. See if that works. Otherwise I'll just capture my display. But yeah, I forgot to like transcribe Reiji's translation of the intro. So we'll just muddle through. It's not that important. There's only a little bit of text at the start. So that's the original hosting of it, comunidadgm.tk, the community of GM, which is Game Maker. So yeah, my recollection was right there. Actually, I should check the volume balance. No, it doesn't want to display the other window. Oh, wait, what happened there? Oh boy. Okay, well obviously it's not capturing it properly, so we'll try the display capture. It's all good. Gonna have to assume that the audio output's fine. It seems a little loud in my earphones, so I'll turn it down a bit. Okay. And now there's going to be some stuff I don't really want you to see, but that's okay. That's a little preview of what's coming later. All right. So we've met with a MIDI rendition of Donkey Kong Country's map screen music. Oh, it's like stretched on my screen, but it's fine on the capture. That's interesting. DK Island Swing by Evelyn Fisher, Novakovic, nay Fisher. All right. Tengo hambre no he comido en meses. So there's a little bit of text at the start, but nothing after that. Carne fresca, fresh meat, and fresh meat, only bananas. Okay, so the Kremlin crew is complaining about food or something. Oh my gosh, it's going so fast. Está muy gordito, ha ha ha. Oh boy. Okay. Still looks fine. Mientras tanto en la isla DK. Meanwhile, on the DK Island, there's an invasion. The inhabitants, something happened. I think DK's family were all taken. So it's just him. Oh, that's the map screen from the GBA port. Oh! Okay. DK himself has now been abducted by a Neki. Oh! And dropped off into the ocean. Which leads directly to the first level. Which is neat. Bit of story cutscene leading into gameplay, which is nice. So yeah, this is a early fan game of Donkey Kong Country, done very much in the style of the original SNES games. Ripped all the graphics and stuff. Ripped music too. And recreated in Game Maker. So this was a sort of popular genre before emulation was widely available, before, or I don't know, 2005. Maybe the SNES was too advanced for 2005 emulators. But either way, it's people wanting to express their fandom by, yeah, using the tools available to create a new experience in that style. Do we get a hit or is that a death? It says Restaura nivel. Restart level. Yes, I will restart the level. The demo news page has a bit of editorial about the game. And it notes that it is very unusual for a platform game to start with an underwater stage as its first level, which I agree with. It's maybe not the best first impression. Nobody ever likes water levels, but they're there in DKC, so if you're making a DKC fan game, you got to put them in, I guess. I can see the logic. Oh yeah, in this game, there's an objective to each level apart from getting to the end. You actually need to collect 2 coins along the way, and they're represented as Creme coins from DKC 2 in this game. Otherwise you can't actually leave the level. You don't get to complete it unless you've done the work of finding those coins along the way. Usually they're pretty obvious, so don't have to worry too much. Okay. So we did better this time. We made it to the Clambo section. Quite a scattering of bananas here. Now we could just go along the top, but I have a feeling there might be something down below. Nope, just bananas. I do need those coins. Like I said, I forgot to rewatch Reiji's video. He does a full playthrough of the game. Including the text commentary, which is highly worth reading. Oh boy. And the way he records his videos is like capturing the successful playthrough. So it's more polished than this rough stream format. Oh, okay. So yeah, if you want to see this game done properly, I'm going to try and finish it today, but if I don't get through it, all the more reason to go check out Reiji's version. Okay, so that's SMOKE. This is a signature by the developer, Smoke, putting their own name in the game, and that sucks that I died right there. Still no coins either. Oh yeah, and sorry about the like letterboxing. The game is both cropped on the sides and the top and bottom. But yeah, capturing this game was very tricky, so not much I could do about that, I guess. I could have tried running a virtual machine and capturing that, but I don't know if it would still have the borders at that point. I could crop the display capture. Yeah, I could do that, but I don't know. It's too late now. Whatever. I don't know why I have the 2 DK barrels if one hit will instantly make me restart. Maybe the health system works differently in the underwater stage than it does in the platformer levels. Who knows? Also, I don't know if this is a good time to do this, but I'm going to... Oh boy. I thought I could just make the screen smaller. I just wanted to set up a controller to save my poor wrist. What have I got? Basic controls is what I want to do. Oh boy, sorry about this. Not off to a great start with this year. Oh well. Hopefully I can skip this. Apparently not. I guess while that's playing, I can actually, I don't know, get Reiji's video on my phone and read off the translation. Don't know if it's worth doing in this time. I'm gonna risk it. I'm pressing escape. Nope, it instantly quits the game. I thought it might just skip this cutscene if I was in cutscene mode. Sorry about this. 20 minutes is how long Reiji does this in. I've already been going 20 minutes and I've made no progress at all. Closed captions. Oh yeah, there's a sort of options screen or a menu screen. I can't access it actually since I'm in full screen. Maybe by pressing I or something, or F1. There it is, F1. So it's got controls and tips and stuff. So I've got a translation here. This is what Reiji's done for us. I'm hungry. The only thing I've eaten in months is bananas. That's monkey food. I want fresh meat. If I don't get any soon, I think this might be Arik the spider talking. I'll be eating one of you. You're looking pretty porky, Sergeant. Ha 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 ha. That's gordito. Porky. Meanwhile on the island, DK and his friends were having a pleasant day. Until the Kremling army invaded and kidnapped everyone. DK couldn't stop the attack, leaving him alone on the island. That's all the story you get, and there's no other text in the game, says Reiji in the commentary. So there we go. And now, oh, blessed controller action. Let's go. And yeah, as is the case with a lot of fan games, Donkey is the sole playable character. It's easier that way. I think a lot of people were turned off by this one little aspect of DKC 2 and 3, where Donkey is not playable and moves aside, steps aside in favor of Donkey, in favor of Diddy and Dixie, and then later Kitty. I think that's a brilliant move that was really interesting to do for a series of sequels. I don't mind losing Donkey at all in that context, but a lot of people are really hung up on that, so maybe that's part of the reason that a lot of fan works put him at more front and center. And why some people prefer DKC 1. I absolutely do not understand that viewpoint. People say it has like better flow and stuff, or a casual replay, but I don't really agree with that either. I think it's really janky. I think it's kind of an early step in the process, and 2 and 3 are so much more refined in the gameplay engine that I don't find 1 much fun to return to in general. Sorry to say. Oh, that's the end? What the heck? I didn't get any coins. Okay, it's pointing to this coin. What? How do you, like, accept... I'm literally pushing every button on my keyboard. Okay, let's go back to the help. Control. And click. Fletchers is click, right? Or is that... No, that's arrows. That's arrow buttons. Space, shift. Oh, this is Squidder's controls, yeah. Normal controls are very simple. I am really struggling here. What's going on? Maybe it's just not running properly on my install or something. I'm like scrubbing through Rage's video now. You can save and load with F5 and F6. Didn't really change the state. You have to click on the icon. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I should have rewatched this video. Anyway, here we are. Is it control to jump? It is. Alright, I need to adjust. Oh, I can't. I didn't set that up. Alright, never mind. Okay. So it's got the most important thing. I guess chrome coins just aren't a factor in the first level. Just a bizarre... making it even more of a bizarre choice. It doesn't teach you the mechanics you're going to need for the rest of the game, which is finding the coins. So the game does one thing really well, which is the sound effects. It's of course taking them all from the SNES game, but having that audio feedback whenever you stomp on an enemy is so satisfying. It's a really fun part of Rare's Donkey Kong games. In this fan game, Donkey Kong Island 2, we don't know what happened to Donkey Kong Island 1, by the way. Like I said, the controls are very simple. You can't roll, so you can't roll jump. You can really just move and jump and bounce on enemies. I'm not sure about the bopping mechanics, whether you have to hold down jump to get a higher jump. It looks like it's the same every time. But once you get the 2 chrome coins, the DK coin or hero coin appears at the end. You get that to actually complete the level. Woof! Alright, what a relief that we've sorted out how the game works and everything. Oh, my cursor's still on screen? I can't see it on my screen, but the capture is like different to what I'm seeing on my screen, and so it's a little confusing. So sorry if any cursors appear. Didn't mean it. Alright. Oh, okay. So the previous level was like graphics taken from, you know, the jungle levels of DKC 1 on SNES. What we've got here is DKC 2's swamp levels, but it's not the SNES version. It's the GBA ports graphics, which you can tell because they're quite bright, as befits the original GBA's screen with no backlight. Okay. So we're replicating DKC 2 mechanics here with crockheads in the swamp. Oh! But the zingers all being different colors is fun. That's something that DKC 1 did. They just had different palettes for zingers arbitrarily. It didn't mean anything in gameplay terms, but it gave a bit of visual variety. They made it into a gameplay feature for the sequel. So you can take some hits but not others. I don't really understand the difference, but that's okay. You can always just restart a level easily, so you don't lose too much progress. Yeah, so for 2 and 3, they had this system where a yellow zinger was vulnerable to like barrel attacks and stuff, but oh god. and Squawk's attacks and whatever, but the red ones were more resistant. I don't think you could kill the red ones at all in 2, or at least it never really came up. In 3, they've even more tuned it into a gameplay mechanic where green buzzers are killed by certain things. Red buzzers can be killed, but only by TNT barrels. So there's like a tier system of your projectiles to use. Ugh. I don't think there's a way to restore health during a level either. Oh, what's that hitbox? It's bizarre. Well. So this might take a while. I didn't know how long this stream would be. I prepared a bunch of games. I found another Donkey Kong fan game on Demo News, but I couldn't get it to run no matter how hard I tried, and I tried a lot. So Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, which was, I think, created before the Wii game of the same name, or at least it had that name in North America. It was Jet Race over here, and in PAL territories, by the way. I can't remember the Japanese name of it. It's Peon's racing game where you shake the Wii remote and stuff. What was I saying? Yeah, so the fan game Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, I could not get it to run, sadly, so there is a Donkey Kong fan game out there that I know of that I can't play and cannot feature on the stream. Which is a nightmare situation that I always wanted to avoid, but oh well, it's fine. There's plenty more to be going on with in the meantime. Another one that I found on Demo News was one simply called Kong. This is a multiplayer, like, arena shooter, like top-down deathmatch kind of thing, based around multiplayer matches, but you can populate it with bots. I did a little test of this, but it's not Donkey Kong related despite the name Kong. It's just simply that you play as gorillas, and they have like customizable outfits and stuff, but nothing that would suggest it's like a Donkey Kong based thing. Okay, we've got to Neeks. That's new. That means I'm making progress. Haven't seen them yet. Oh boy. Oh, Neeks and Naughty's in the same level. That's the fun kind of mashup stuff that you love to see. Loved it in, you know, DKC the Trilogy and the Kong's Return as well. I've subscribed to the developer of Kiddy Kong's Showtime on YouTube, and they keep posting videos all the time of development updates and other related projects that they're working on. So I'm very keenly looking forward to the release of another like full-strength Donkey Kong fan game. Yeah, there's going to be like a smaller sub-game release before Kiddy Kong's Showtime in the vein of a game that I previously featured on stream. What was it called? It was the one that recreated the battle against K. Rool at the end of Donkey Kong Land, but in a SNES style engine. There's going to be something like that based around Kiddy Kong, according to, you know, the descriptions of the videos that the developer has been posting. Why did I start talking about that? So yeah, there's a few things that I tried to find that didn't end up working out, but there's also a game that I'll be featuring later in this stream that is one I wanted to feature earlier, but at the time it was impossible to play. Oh my gosh, that was so close. That was my last hit. Wow. So I was standing on top of an invisible thing, and the level end trigger was on ground level, and then a flitter came through. If I'd still been standing there, I might have been hit and killed right at the end, and that would have been extremely rude. But oh well, we made the progress. There's a decent number of levels in this game. So I hope I get through them all. This is a really fun one. So I could take one hit from that zinger, but not two. I feel like a zinger instantly killed me earlier, but anyway. This is using mechanics from DKC2's Haunted Hall, but in a platform context. In the DKC1 temple stage. Which is nice. Oh gosh, that's really tricky. The timing on that. So yeah, Cackle's chasing me, but it's not an auto-scroller, so you have a lot more control over your positioning. But you still have to run forward quite a lot of the time. Oh, what? Okay. Just missed my jump, that's fine. The rain droplets, they don't look SNES to me, they look GBA. I don't know if the temple is... It might be SNES, but with like a tweaked palette. It's got like a low number of colors in it. It almost looks like whenever they recreate Donkey Kong Country on the NES in the bootleg games, like DKC 4, the famous Hummer Team game. I'm always trying to jump too late here, so I gotta be a bit more aggressive with my jumps, I guess. Yeah, but as for the raindrops, they look very much like something that I might have seen in... Good lord, I don't get this. Yeah, they look like something... They remind me of the GBA, probably the rain in GBA Country 1. What the heck? I think, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure how to do this bit. This is a really tough setup. Those infinite continues are a blessing there. Let me just experiment with Cackle a bit. Huh. Okay. That's a relief, actually. So he's not constantly chasing you. And approaching you. He'll sort of hang back, but there's an invisible timer on him, and when he turns red for long enough, he will, at that point, advance and strike. So that's what you got to watch out for. Which gives me time to wait for the zinger positioning. So that works. I did lose a hit there, but that's okay. I spotted that coin. Oh boy. Oh, he's coming. Okay. Oof. This is surprisingly tense. They've done a decent job of tuning the cackle mechanic there. Oh, pfft. I'm putting myself back in the 2005 mindset. Of course, that's after the release of some of the GBA ports, as noted by the time frame and the use of assets from them in here. But if you didn't have access to those, would this freeware alternative be considered a good fill-in, a good substitute? Just think about that. I say yes. Especially for free. You get what you pay for. Okay. I just love that's the spirit of these games. Enthusiasts using the tools and the skills they have to create what they can. Oh, man. That was careless of me. But yeah, again, I love seeing the mixing up of the assets there. We had DKC1 enemies on screen with DKC2's Cackle, and then a DKC3 knocker, is it? Came running in from the side of the screen at the same time. There's no barrel picking up in this game either, by the way. straight platforming for a little while until they implement Squitter in one of the later levels. Suddenly the controls get a lot more complicated. So look forward to that. Oh no, that was dumb. I gotta try and get through this first bit without taking damage so I have a bit more of a buffer for later in the level for the hazards I'm less familiar with. But this is really difficult start. Because if you wait too long in those zingers, you're gonna get cackled. Nivelle is level. I always remember that because of Red Dwarf, which I'm rewatching lately. They had this idea in the first couple of series. Oh, you can crouch and then you have that idle animation. That's lovely. Lovely to see. Yeah, so they had this idea early in the series that Esperanto would actually become a used language, universal attempt at a common language kind of thing in the future. So Rimmer's trying to learn it at various points, and there's labels on the ship in Esperanto. So when they go through a corridor, you can see it says like level 6, and then it also says Nivelo 6. And Esperanto, of course, is like it's an artificial language, but it's made up of a synthesis of various other languages. Mostly European, I think. Oh, that critter took me by surprise. So the Spanish word nivel is reinterpreted into Esperanto as nivelo. Although it might even be nivelo in some other language like Portuguese or something, I'm not sure. Why is the first jump so tight? Okay. I wouldn't mind, but restarting the level takes a long time. Whoops, I forgot something. That's okay. See, I've gotten far enough to actually get both coins, which means I can't be that far from the end of the level. Just trying to maintain my pace to keep Cackle off my back. But I'm not really sure if you can escape him once he turns red. What a great enemy that guy is. I always love seeing him get reused in fan games because, like, a flying skeleton pirate ghost crocodile man is just such a great concept. It's a lot of nouns put together. Oh boy. I don't know if you can bounce off these barrels. I haven't tried it yet, but I don't want to start now. Experimenting. Yeah, there's no extra bounce from using the jump button during a bop. So you get what you get, and that's fine. What did I do? I did the same thing again. I jumped. I should have waited. I'm just trying to keep the pace up really high, but I don't think it's actually necessary to do that all the time. I'm halfway through Series 4 right now of Red Dwarf in the rewatch. The fansite Ganymede's Titan is doing a big poll, as they do every 5 years, to survey the fan community in order to rank every episode of the show and see which one is best. Okay, hold on. I should try... Yeah, I should try and clear one of the zingers, but it's gonna be really tight. No! So 10 years ago they did the Silver Survey. 5 years ago they did the Pearl Poll. This year it's the Coral Canvas. They love their puns. Or wordplay, I guess. So what I'm going to try and do is clear that one. See, I took a hit and I died. So, not a well-judged jump. It has to be possible. Because if you wait for those cycles, you will get hit by Cackle. This first jump is too long, though. I want to try and clear it in one without the zinger there. I think clearing the zinger is more feasible for the second jump. Okay, let's go. Ugh. Oh, I actually got under it, and then I jumped too early, and then I tried to go back, and that didn't work. It's possible. It's very possible. Okay. Yeah, you just go under the first zinger. Yes. Yes. Oh, I took a hit somewhere. Dang. I thought I was doing so well too. I think that explosion noise, by the way, is the sound of the Mini Necky's nut hitting the wall. Oh, wait, it's the barrel hitting the wall. They were loading in sound effects from that far in advance in the level. That's interesting. Please. Oh my gosh. Oh, Cackle was advancing. I saw it. Saw it happening. Well, the timing lined up that time, so I was not punished for my reckless approach. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me leave. For the love of all that is sacred. Oh my gosh. I did it. Woo. What an exciting game. So you don't even get that kind of exhilaration from the real games themselves because you've played them too many times at this point. I'm using the Royal U here. So this is the Beehive from DKC 2, but again I think this is the GBA version, so it seems like the creator didn't have access to asset rips from like the SNES version of DKC 2 maybe? I don't know why else you would choose to use the GBA version's graphics. See, that was clever. Oop. We've also got that MIDI version of the Beehive theme. Which sounds fun because of the guitar or banjo or whatever it is instead of the... what is the original instrument? I feel like the naughties are edited slightly. Their eyes look a bit different. You do have to recollect the coins. Oh boy, those jumps always feel so tight. Oh gosh. It's also very hard to adjust your like aerial position and momentum once you're in a bounce cycle, so that's why I took a hit there at the end of that necky chain. But you know, for like amateur fan game level design, this actually isn't bad. Like, I think it's pretty decent. There's some like weird physics things that are not like the original games, of course, but that's just a function of how it was made. Like, it's a pretty simple game because you don't have all these issues of like physics momentum from rolling that the original games had. Although, to be fair, you could play Donkey Kong Country like this. You could never touch the run button and make a fair amount of progress. I don't know if you could complete the whole game. I don't know if there's a, you know, Mario 64 0 A presses style, like, category for DKC where you don't use the run button at all. Might be interesting. Maybe I should start it if it doesn't exist. But, like, I've heard stories of people playing the original games and not knowing you could run for a while. Especially playing them as children. So it's doable to a certain extent. So yeah, I'm landing too early on the neckies, which... Oh, I took a hit from the red zinger? Nuts. You can hear DK make a little noise. Oh, there's a little, you know, damage grunt. There's no visual effect. Look at those eyes. You can see the naughty face on that paused screen, and they look funny. Wonder if they just caught them on a weird frame or something. But I feel like they've been tweaked a little bit. You can get stuck on that spawner. That dumb drum. Oh! I don't know if Dumb Drum is the name of the boss because the level is called Boss Dumb Drum. But all the other levels are named after the boss, right? So it might be that the ordinary barrels are Dumb Drums, and then that's Boss Dumb Drum. Should be a very Japanese kind of naming scheme for enemies. Oh, I think the Japanese localization of DKC actually does change. Well, it changes the names of levels for sure. Like, no punny level names at all in the first DKC. It's like Jungle 1, Jungle 2, stuff like that. Alright. I tried to jump a little bit further right this time, and it worked out. I didn't take damage. That's awesome. Nope. Yeah, we're doing well. Okay. The constant sound of the bees is driving me mad, though. Okay. Okay. I don't think I have the second coin yet, by the way. Oh god. That's just rude. Now that that's happened, I remember that happening in the Ragey video and him pointing out saying it's pretty rude to put collapsing platforms at the very end of a level without having introduced them earlier as a concept. See, you're getting like a fresh playthrough because of my poor memory. Even though I've seen this whole thing played through to completion. I don't know if we're even halfway through yet either. But I guess, yeah, good way to fill time. I'll play through the whole thing. No danger of game overs, which is just awesome. Because a life system was obsoleted as soon as games left arcades. If you're making a game and you're considering implementing a system of limited lives and continues, how about don't do that? Just think about it. Reconsider. Now the tricky part with those... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say the tricky part with the collapsing platforms is they're surrounded by zingers, which means it'll be difficult to avoid taking damage at that point. So if possible, I'd like to get to that part without having taken a hit already. The naughty's little owl damage noise kind of gets me because in DKC 2 and 3, the monkey characters, you know, Diddy and Dixie, their damage noise sounds quite similar. Oh boy. Gotta commit to your jumps. I just thought I'd jump too early and wanted to have another go at it. I do think I had jumped too early though. So I would have ended up taking a hit, which would have made the rest of the level even more stress-inducing. And yeah, apparently when you get to the end without having gotten the coins, you can't leave. And I think backtracking would be pretty difficult with some of these obstacles. Okay, let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I took a hit. Never mind. The buzzing. The infernal buzzing. Ah! No. Really hope the audio balance is okay, because I can't change it. If I try to, like, there's nothing I can do to change what window I'm on without quitting the game. Oh, I could save though. I should do that. Now, was it F5 to save or F5 to load? I do not want to get that wrong. Well, I'll just leave it. What? Excuse me? I think it crashed. It's not responding to anything, even F1 for help. Even escape to quit is not working. So I think I'm SOL. Simply out of luck. Okay. Alt F4 doesn't even work. Control Delete, that works. Okay. The screen size is too. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's done. My screen didn't reset. Size. Oh boy. So I guess I'm not going to be completing that one. That's okay. We got a really good look at it. Got a good taste. Here we are back at OBS. What I can do is try the load function and see where my save was. I only tried pressing save after the game had crashed, so... Oh, we got to sit through the intro again, I forgot. Oh, can I try it from this screen? I can! Okay. So that's where I saved last time with one level completed. I really should have saved on the map screen each time, but I didn't. So I think we'll just call that one there. I've got other games to play today. There is a playthrough of this, a full playthrough of this online, like I said, so I'll include a link for that if you want to see the full fan game. That'll be good. Yeah. Woof. What a rush. Okay. So, interesting game. I enjoy it. I'll just, like, quickly skim through Regi's video and tell you what the other levels are. So the beehive, that's like 2/3 of the way through the video. After that, there's a treetop level, a snow level, a lava level, and then the boss fight against Arik. So I'll link you to Regi's video. You can watch that if you want to see the other content of that fan game. Good stuff. Pretty good for 2005. All right, what have I got next? Let me check my notes. Oh, this is a good one. I'm sad that Gibbon didn't stick around, but I'll tell her about this so she can catch up on it later maybe. This is really cool. So after demo news, I sort of ran through what I could find on there and only ended up with one usable item, which was that Donkey Kong Island 2. I turned to Mario Fangames Galaxy, which is a big resource, goes back a long years, you know what I mean. And yeah, lots of cool fan works, hacks on there. So I figured, you know, Donkey Kong's adjacent to Mario. There must be some Donkey Kong stuff on there. Turns out I found two games in the whole history of Donkey Kong Fangames Galaxy that were like applicable. There were other ones that were like remakes of the original Donkey Kong or DK Jr. and just like straight kind of ports. And that's not quite enough for me to feature it on the stream. So what I've got is two other games. Yeah, there's quite a community around Mario Fangames Galaxy. Okay, what have I got? All right, so I've got two games. This one is in Game Maker. It was made in 2010. I'll try and capture the window. Perfect. So what this one is, it's called Donkey Kong Jr. Beat, and it uses the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat mechanics with Donkey Kong Jr. aesthetics. That's all you need to know, and it's really cool. So drum roll with your F and J keys. It's mimicking the DK bongos, just with keyboard buttons, which is nice, and space to clap. And that's cool. Made by Guinea 2010. What else I gleaned from the like page on Mario Fangames Galaxy was that it has one level and it was made in 10 hours for the NCFC minigame competition 2010. So yeah, if you're familiar with Jungle Beat on the GameCube, you've got two drums and that's your control scheme. You can also clap as an additional input, and that is used to pick up bananas and do certain other actions. You continue tapping or beating the drum in... Oh, okay, that's a death plane out there. I did not realize that. You continue hitting the drum in a certain direction to move in that direction, and then while you're in that state, you press the other one to do a jump. So once you're like... Whoa, okay. Once you get the hang of it, it's kind of interesting. It's a really unique and innovative control scheme. They re-released the game on Wii and kind of took away everything that was unique about it and made it a much worse game. Oops, but that's okay. There's a lot of other questionable decisions about its design too, but we don't have to get into it. The important thing for this is that this is a really inventive way of translating that control scheme to a keyboard to make it more accessible, but also putting these like retro style graphics in, that's really cute as well. So I think this is incredibly charming. I love Donkey Kong Jr. Oh boy. Okay. Retraining your brain to do the bongo control scheme is really actually very difficult. Okay, so... Oh, I won't be able to make it now that I've hit the first bird. That's okay. It was just a little shortcut. It's all about flow, really. Jungle Beat was like... You get in this state where... where you got like a combo going and... What? I didn't realize I had health. So I guess this is the Wii version's mechanics where it introduced a health system. In the original, getting hurt just took beats away from you, which is represented by the banana count. Okay. But yeah, what a cool novelty this is. The melding of the old and the new in a fun little way. And all the graphics here are, of course, taken from Donkey Kong Jr., probably the NES version. We've got the nitpickers there as the birds. Also seen an ice climber. Whoa, boy. You got the snap jaws as well. I was bopping on them earlier. I'm not sure where these banana graphics are coming from because DK Jr. Did it have bananas? Oh, now I'm testing myself. Oops, went the wrong way there. And there's Papa. Hooray! Congratulations, you have completed a great game and proved the justice of the jungle. Now go and rest, our hero. This is a reference to various old, poorly translated arcade games. Good stuff. And there's our top score. Looks like I did a practice run and did better than I did this time. My keyboard doesn't tell you when caps lock is on, which is annoying. Cool. That was Donkey Kong Jr. beat. Really cute little concept. I love that one. So thanks, Guinea, from 12 years ago. All right. Oh, the next one is going to test me to the limits of my patience. The only other one I found on Mario Fangames Galaxy that looked like it would be suitable for this kind of thing was Donkey Kong 94 Remix. Now you might recognize this soundscape if you're familiar with the Game Boy game from 1994 called Donkey Kong. I'll just make that a little bit bigger so it looks good. Oh, too big. Can I do this? Oh, I can do this. Okay, that works. Yeah, so this is made by Ostrich 101. Made for the second joke game contest called Gamin' on My Boy. So it's a sort of mock-up. It's not really the Game Boy game, although it might be... it might be an edited game with like a emulator wraparound, but you can't... like, basically what you're supposed to do is enter the first file and then play from there. What are the buttons? You think I would have figured this out? I might be able to do this with the controller, actually. Yeah, so I tried the fresh file and it started me in like the early levels and nothing was different. So I think the intent is to play from here, and then the remix content starts opening up during World 9. So during some practice, I was not able to pass stage 1 of World 9, but hopefully I can show off some of that newly made content. Because I think the concept is, this stage looks pretty familiar, but then you start getting new stuff as you continue. This stage is extremely difficult, and because this isn't like running on I don't know what the keys are. Oh my gosh. It's not running on like on an emulator with an emulator interface. You can't save state, unfortunately. I would have loved to be able to save state, but no good. I wonder if I can extract the ROM from the files or something. Decompiler, package, resources. Yeah. Looks like a lot of Windows PC stuff. I'm just gonna change up my controls for a second. So this might be better. What? Oh. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So if you don't know Donkey Kong 94, it's a really cool game. It kind of reimagines the arcade games in some ways. The Donkey Kong, at least Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. Expands Mario's moveset, has a little puzzle platforming. And even redesigns DK to give him a little top lock and a tie, which is like a concept that Miyamoto had been throwing around. And on the basis of that, Rare designed their modern, or Kev Bayless in particular, designed the modern Donkey Kong for use in Donkey Kong Country. And then these two games, this and Donkey Kong Country, ended up releasing around the same time. I wish we had the Super Game Boy, you know, colorations and stuff. But it was not to be. Because this was like a flagship title for the Super Game Boy, demonstrating how a monochrome Game Boy game could be improved so much by playing on... Wait a minute. What? Ah! So you can get just caught by the very edge of that thwomp block when you're standing on the edge of the conveyor belt, and it can crush you. But there's something weird about this implementation of the game where the state of the lever persists between lives or game overs, which is why the platform on the right, or the barrier on the right, had already been opened just then. So I missed my chance there. Ah! I just think this game is really hard. Also, it's dropping you in a, you know, the last world. I did play through this game once, but it was using many save states. It's not an easy game. Oh, you're kidding me. Mario's shoes are supposed to be like super powerful. Why does jumping on top of a tire kill me? That makes no sense. Mario has this move in this game where he can do a handstand and then walk around with his feet up in the air. And during some boss fights, you're supposed to use this to, like, kick a barrel that's coming at you. And instead of killing you, the barrel, which is falling from the sky onto you, is stopped. Its momentum is arrested by your feet, and then you pick up the barrel and throw it back. Like, that is a mechanic in this game, I think. Unless I'm confusing it with the GBA game. So yeah, it's just weird that you die in that way. What's the time? I wanted to try and make some progress here to show the new stuff. But I'm just not good at this game, and that's the problem. I couldn't clear this level in practice. So I haven't seen the new content except in a screenshot. So maybe I just have to show you the screenshots. This is going to be a pretty disappointing stream in terms of progress made in the games. Oh yeah, the backflip is so cool. I don't know what button I need to press. Z? I thought I was pressing Z. Ugh. I removed Z from my... What? No. I set up Jota key wrong. Hang on a second. Alright, that'll do it. Oh, here's my chance. No, wait. Come on. Oh, it closed again. Wait, is it even... I jumped through it just now. Okay. Let's try it. No! Oh, maybe the lever opens the door on the left. Okay, I was wrong about the whole buggy level state thing. So Junior is pushing that lever that opens the other thing. Your lever opens the wall that's beside it. Oh, man. Ah. I was just pressing some function keys to see if there were save state features left in this, assuming it's an emulator implementation. It didn't work. So what happens if I go up here? Ah, stop it! I need to try a side flip. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I need to hit that lever. Oh! What? That's never happened before. DK94, what are you gonna do? Okay. No! I'm not watching DK closely enough. You really gotta mind his jump. Screw this. I'm gonna see what happens on a new file. Because I'm pretty sure I did some testing and it's just like the vanilla game at that point. There's really not much... What? Was I misremembering? Yeah, you just can't interact with them. Yeah, that was it. I did the, like, preparation for this stream like 2 weeks ago. Sorry. Yeah, like, you can see how this will be doable, but I'm kind of fed up. I'm not going to do it, so sorry about that. Alright. Let me try and find those screenshots so you can at least have a preview of what this would have been. Nope. Getting all the wrong results here. There's a playthrough of this that goes for 16 minutes. Oh, that's by Reiji as well. When was this? I missed this. Oh, it's like 3 years ago. That's amazing. Reiji once again. Coming in clutch. Oh, this is great. Okay. What I'm going to do is capture this window. I'll link this one as well, but... Gosh, here we go. Cleared the first stage in 3 minutes. What a legend. And here you start to see the remix content that was made new for this game. Because I think that level was just the same, but I'm not sure. Yeah, as Reiji says, here comes the remix part. It's Donkey Kong 3! How cool is this? It's just like all the same presentation of DK94, and then you get here, and suddenly it's a whole new game, and it's a, homaging the third game in the series, which otherwise was kind of untouched in DK94. So isn't that cool? And then after that, there's more. Like, the next level is a recreation of DK Jr. The first level of that. Yeah, rope climbing is a little bit janky, but... And then you get... this is the fourth level? Yeah, fourth level of DK Jr. And then a different version of 25 meters to what's already in the game. And then it just goes from there. Anyway, lots of cool stuff. You get a whole new final boss. Oh wow, amazing. I gotta rewatch this video. I think I have seen this. Like 3 years ago, I've watched this video. And then I just forgot that it had been done. Oh, amazing. This stream is so pointless. Just watch Rage's channel. Alright, to give this stream a bit more of a point, let's move on to something else. Something that has been not covered very much online. This is a bootleg game. I believe I've talked about it before. Oh yeah, that's that music. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, it's a GBA game. Donkey Kong 2. This is a bootleg made by Sintax. And this is something I have talked about because when I was doing other bootleg Donkey Kong game streams, this one was not playable at the time, or at least I didn't know about the version that was playable. But you see, Sintax uses a unique form of encryption on their Game Boy Advance bootleg cards. So for a while, the hackers and the crackers couldn't dump it. But our good friends Handheld Underground came through. They got the magic juice. They sorted it out. And here's Donkey Kong 2, playable on emulator. I've played a very similar game to this before, quite recently on stream. I'm kind of riding the volume because it's really loud in my ears, but I think I've got the balance okay. It's quite, like, the bass is pumping and stuff, so I don't know. Let me know if it's awful, if anybody's watching. Yeah, so Lord of the Rings 4, The Fellowship of the Ring, which reused graphics from the official Lord of the Rings GBA games, that was like a variant of this, basically. So let's get into it. Tour of the Forest. And here we are. This is DK, but with Diddy's hat, and I've already taken a hit from... What the heck is that? You can throw a barrel at any time, so you have like infinite projectiles. The gameplay, engine is extremely janky. It feels horrible to play. But that's just what you got to deal with bootlegs sometimes. So yeah, it's on GBA. You can see a lot of reuse of assets from the GBA ports of Donkey Kong Country. Like the ground, the terrain. Oh, was that the Lion King font? Hold on. Anyway, yeah, like Donkey's Sprite and the terrain here, that's from DKC GBA, I'm pretty sure. I have no idea what this creature is, but we do have a zinger over here. Oh, there's like a jingle when you kill an enemy? Oh. Alright, I have rewinds. I'm gonna use them. I'm emulating this, and I'm not obligated to play by the rules of a bootleg, because it doesn't have fair and consistent rules. It does mess with the music, and I apologize for that, but yeah, it's fine. Being able to throw a barrel at any time is quite liberating. It turns it into almost like a Contra type of game. Not really, but to a slight degree. I'm pretty sure picking up a banana makes the sound of the menu cursor moving in Pokemon. Glad I have that health bar because I'm taking a lot of hits. But you can bop on enemies as well as throwing the barrel. I just love how lazy the sprite edit is of Donkey Kong. It's just Donkey Kong's sprite from DKC1, but they like crudely shopped the brim of Diddy's hat onto him, onto the head. And the curl is still poking through, which is funny. So yeah, those are Neckies from DKC. It's that one sprite of that monster. Oh, and the pterosaur, I guess, yeah. Don't know where that's from. At least it's recognizable as something. A flying reptile. From dinosaur times. Commonly called a dinosaur. I'm on my last hit now, which sucks, but see if I can at least get through this level. I really don't know how much there is to this game. There was a playthrough, or at least a gameplay video of this that was recorded from hardware because it was made at a time when dumping Sintax games wasn't possible. I should have been tipped off by the fact that there was the Lord of the Rings game available, that this would have also been made available. Is this jump possible? Sorry about the music. I'm trying to like extend my jump a little by throwing barrels. Hey, it worked! Genius. Well, you were enjoying the soundscape? Not anymore. Ooh, that's new. What's this? That's not a Donkey Kong Country bee. I don't know where that's from. That terrain tile looks odd. We've also lost audio completely, but I can't say that I mind much. Well, not audio, music. Oh, it restarts whenever something else plays. Oh, bootlegs. This is great. I love this. I missed bootlegs. Like, you thought the early 2000s Game Maker fan games had poor quality control, but like, they're passion projects. They have heart and soul in them. Bootlegs like this are just hilarious. They've got nothing. We've got a first time chatter here, Malavision, hello, saying from eHat. Well, good to see you. Oh, from what console is this game? This game was on the Game Boy Advance. It was made by Sintax, who is a bootleg developer. Ooh, where are they based? I want to say China, but I'm not sure. I don't have that. I didn't write that down. But they have a lot of Game Boy Advance games similar to this, in a similar engine. So there's like Crash Bandicoot games and Redwall Deus. Okay. Redwall. Great, I love Redwall. I love those books. What this has to do with it, I'm not sure. Who is this? A very small man with a gun that shoots giant, what, pearls? In a wave beam pattern? I cannot barrel this guy. Can I jump on his head? I can. Amazing. Yeah, so this is called Donkey Kong 2 by Sintax. It's similar to Lord of the Rings 4, but it does have new level design, so I'll give it that. We must acknowledge this. Also, we have a critter here. The critter was spitting out fireballs too. Okay, I'm gonna start rewinding damage because it's getting kind of tight. And I'm still fairly early in the level. Critter! The problem with the barrels is the position of the hitbox is quite high up, so I think it misses some enemies. It goes over their heads. Like that short man, and I think even the critter too. So you can like stall in midair by throwing barrels, which helps you in with some positioning. Oh gosh. Anyway, Malavision, it's good to see you. I don't think I know you, unless I do. Let me know. Otherwise, yeah. Good to see you have found my stream. This is something I have been doing a lot lately, is playing like janky Donkey Kong country-based bootlegs and stuff. I thought I'd done them all, but then I found that this Sintax one, which I'd known about before, but which hadn't been dumped before, had finally been made available. But otherwise I play like real games as well. Retro games, indie games, that kind of thing. I might be able to make this with a stalling jump. First time here. Yeah, that's cool. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, I have a lot of like previous streams of me doing this, and like I don't have enough Twitch clout to have like all my videos archived forever, so I export them to YouTube. There's a link from my Twitch profile to my YouTube page, where there's a lot of streams of me playing games similar to this previously. There's a playlist I made for them as well, actually, of the Donkey Kong related stuff. Okay, stars. It's star you, it's star me, perhaps. Wait, where did I get that extra health from? Oh, it must have been that cherry. I think the cherry improved my health situation. Are you supposed to, like, use the barrels to hover? It seems like that's what they want you to do. Oh, was I supposed to hop off the pterosaur, maybe? Do they respawn? I'll rewind. Well, that guy's gone. By the way, in this game, B is jump and A is throw, which is just excellent. And yeah, I was right about bopping on that enemy for progress. It was required. Yeah, I think footage of this game is pretty rare because Sintax had encrypted their GBA games for a while and nobody could get the ROM of this and release it until like last year or maybe the year before. Did I have that written down? Late 2020 is what I've written down of when this was dumped by the Handheld Underground. What? Did I win? I guess I won. Okay. I don't know where I am now. I don't recognize this at all. It looks a bit Sonic-like, maybe? But yeah, smell-o-vision. Whoa! A boss. A big gorilla. We have a new Kong. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to add this to my Donkey Kong series artwork. What is this? It's obviously ripped from some other game, I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, this is a bootleg, so it was unlicensed. It was made without the permission of anyone who owns the Donkey Kong property or anything else that was ripped off in it. Made cheaply, sold cheaply, just meant to trick people into buying it without much regards to quality control. But these kinds of games have their own kind of charm to them, and I like exploring them and trying to understand them. And I love finding new Kongs. Who is this guy? Alright, let's make a real save state here with no lives left. I'm gonna assume this is the end of the game, because normally bootlegs are pretty short. I assume like all the graphics are ripped off from other games, so this guy's gotta be from something else. My favorite kinds of bootlegs are the ones that use familiar IP, but have completely original stuff in them. There was one like that called Banana Boat on the NES, which had all newly drawn graphics for Donkey Kong Country style stuff, and a newly made boss, I think. Well, there were a few bosses to it. It was actually pretty substantial. I guess I won? What? Okay, now we're in the long way of Hongxi. Okay, cool, cool. This is so bizarre. Oh boy. Oh, you found my previous stream of Super Kiwi 64? Definitely something on retro Twitch. Well, it's retro style. Yeah, sometimes I forget to change the tags. In that case, it's definitely evoking Nintendo 64 3D platformers. So it's like retro-esque. I really enjoyed that one, actually. Super Kiwi 64, that was great. Alright, I think I had a similar situation in Lord of the Rings 4 to this. I don't think it's the same level design being repeated. Get as much height as I can off that and then try and stall to land on that. That might be possible. Well, it's also possible... nope, that's not the way forward. Come on. Yeah, I'm losing height a little bit. No! Nah. If these cycles could match up to be a bit closer, that might work too. I wonder if I can set up turbo on this. I think I can. Oh yeah, there's a pause button. And a little fire bar appears there. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to see if I can do like a turbo... Ugh, retro arch. Why are you so annoying? Port 1 controls. Oh, it already is turbo. Huh. I thought ahead. I outsmarted myself. Okay, so that's turbo jump. Yes! Turbo does in fact let me stall infinitely in midair. That's great. So all I need to do is get the exact right jump height. I lost a bit there. Yeah, not quite good enough. You know, I probably just have to bop off an enemy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rewind a lot, so warning about photosensitivity. Okay, cool. Oh, that was unfortunate. Okay, so... Naughty. There's no enemies over here, though. No flying ones. There's these pterosaurs. Can they come back the other way, maybe? Oh, that's it. You get enough bounce height off this naughty, I bet. I don't think the cloud starts moving until it's on screen. But it's the same for the naughty. Oh, this is terrible. This game sucks. Yes! I actually did the jump that I was trying to do. Didn't need to bounce. Thank goodness. Yeesh. No, the other cloud, I passed straight through it. It's a background graphic only. Wait, I can stand on this one. Maybe I was wrong. Oh no. Don't tell me. I need to test this for my insanity. Oh, it's tight. It could be a platform that's just a little high up. Whoops, I hit the wrong buttons. Yeah, I don't think you can land on that one. That's why I was going to all that effort. So, some of those clouds are platforms, and some of them aren't. How joyous. You know, this level design feels familiar. I think this might have been in Lord of the Rings 4. What is this? Because I feel like I got to a similar point and had trouble progressing from here too. So yeah, like I said, they make the games in the same engine, but sometimes I suppose they must recycle level design as well. Hooray. Like it's worth saving and reproducing this because it's such great quality. What? Well, where do I go from there? There's no way. This game is stupid. Oh. Like, going up higher is progress, right? Oh, there's a cloud over there. Okay. It's also moving. Jeez Louise. Alright. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Because B is a jump. Numbskulls. Okay. We're good, we're good. The sound design. It's incredible. Stop it. No. Ah. The enemy choices. I must applaud them for including humans in a Donkey Kong game. It's all too rare. Or at least country style game. To be fair, this doesn't have the country name. It's called Donkey Kong 2, Roman numeral 2. Which was already taken, by the way. The Game & Watch game, Donkey Kong 2, is a recreation of Donkey Kong Jr.'s 3rd and 4th levels in Mario's Hideout. I have a hover. Yeah, Dixie and Tiny are the only Kongs who can hover. DK can do it too, by throwing barrels. Okay, I'm not sure where to go there. Yes, I can bump on a B. Of course I can. Nope, not you. This must be the end. What? How is this not the end? What? Is it down here? Oh gosh. Oh, it's the other side of the big tree. That feels familiar. Where have I seen that before? A cat! A new character! Oh, I know where it was. It was the Jurassic Park game, wasn't it? When I was the raptor. Ghosts Island. One of the Jurassic Park games on Mega Drive. You had to climb up a big tree and then go down the other side. Huh. Interesting. Now, where is this background from? It's pretty good. I must have ripped it off from something that was cool. I don't recognize it or the foreground terrain tiles. But Sintax sure knows how to steal. The accents don't match at all. Like, we had the, you know, 3/4 perspective terrain of Donkey Kong Country in the first level, and now we've got the more close to side-on view look for this stuff. So these are bouncers. That didn't work before when I tried it, I'm sure, but it's working now, and that was actually a decent little setup. Too bad it didn't really work as intended. Level design is just completely different from stage to stage. I think I'm invincible. Yeah, I think that I can't take damage. Even those spikes just put me into the flashing state. Okay, I don't mind that. Out of my way, I'm invincible. Can't touch me. Oh, look at that. 1 up, but the text is reversed. It's backwards. Amazing. This game. Donkey Kong 2. Well, I didn't think I'd be introduced to a new Kong today, but there you go. Maybe there'll be even more new Kongs as we progress. You know, I didn't actually spend too long with Lord of the Rings 4. But my persistence is being rewarded here with more level progress. So I wonder what I would have seen if I'd continued in Lord of the Rings 4. The Unseen Journeys of Aragorn in a world of dinosaurs or whatever. I don't remember what the enemies were in that game. No! Ah. Okay, I can turbo A button and move across to just move horizontally with no drop in vertical position. So that's pretty powerful. Oh no, I've started losing health. Maybe I just overflowed my health bar somehow with some cherry pickups or something. So I'm not invincible after all. I just have a larger health bar than what was being displayed. Oh, it's back to normal now, because when I got that strawberry back there, I was at full, and then took another hit, where I sort of thought the strawberry would have overflowed me. Oh well, that's fine. Alright, back in that, like, quarter perspective jungle I was talking about, and this looks like a Battletoads character, or Ninja Turtles or something. They're the same thing, obviously. Who knows how many hits bosses take. So let's just try and damage race this guy. We did it. Oh, and that's the end! Hooray! I beat Donkey Kong 2. I've played Donkey Kong before, but never Donkey Kong 2 to completion. Even on Game & Watch, I don't think I've beat it. It's really hard. And yeah, back to Tour of the Forest. So yeah, I need to... Oh, when I paused before and it showed a fire bar, I'm pausing now and it says pause. So like the sprite, the graphic of the fire overwrote the letters in pause that time. Oh, my head. This game's so loud. Yeah, wow, what a game. What's the time? Oh, we still have time, so I've got my backup feature ready to go. I'm glad I was able to finally play that after hearing about it and not being able to last time. Yeah, wow. I don't know what to say. That was just a mess. Really bad game, but never mind. Oh boy, Sintax, what were you doing? Some bootlegs are fun and interesting and like cool. That one's just like the jank factor is way too high. Still enjoyable in a like laughing at it kind of way, but that's all right. Oof. All right. The next phase of the stream is going to require a little bit of introductory. What? Where's my? Sorry. This one. Okay. So, at Christmas, I got a nice present. We have this shop here in Australia called the Reject Shop. It's like a discount store. They had these for $15, and it's a mini arcade machine, so it says on the box. Although, as you can see, the text on the unit itself says micro arcade machine, so they can't really decide how big it is. But the idea with this is it's a 240 in one bootleg multi-cart housed in an arcade unit. And I have it right here. Just for comparison, I'll tell you how big it is because you can't really tell from that picture. It's about the height of a new 3DS XL lying down. Does that make sense? Basically, it's quite small, difficult to play with the controls and the screen size. The screen's very cheap. But what I wanted to do was get a copy of this and show it off on stream, because I found some interesting games in it. And luckily, I did manage to do that, thanks to some enterprising hackers at... Where did I find this? forums.nesdev.org, where there was a thread about similar machines to this. So people had taken them apart. They had special hardware to get at the board. We took ours apart to see like the numbers written on the board, and that's how we found this thread. And so from there, I got to the Bootleg Games wiki, which has a lot of fun information about bootleg games, and found that the units are basically a hardware knockoff of another like arcade-style phone enclosure from another company. The technology here is made by a company called Trump Grand, based out of Hong Kong, I believe, and they often use the term, what was it? Power Joy or something? Yeah, Power Joy. So these are some keywords that I went down the rabbit hole with. The games, which I'll get to, I suppose, now, were developed by two separate companies. One company called Nice Code Software made a lot of like homebrew style stuff for the NES, or rather for these particular Famiclone chips that are in these units. But there were some other ones mixed in there as well, which were kind of hacks of existing NES games, and they were by a different company called Inventor. Now, with that out of the way, that's all the setup. Now I'll show you what happens when you turn on that little arcade machine. You get this really cool music, which I think might be ripped off from Mega Man or something. It sounds like it. And like this awesome epic like menu screen with this guy being all dramatic in front of the Statue of Liberty for some reason. And you have a list of 240 games that you can play. I have a Joy to Key set up for this. What did I call it? And because this is not strictly running on NES, this is, like I said, a Famiclone distinct hardware chip. You do need a dedicated emulator for it, and there's one called Nintendulator, which is specifically made to run these kinds of bootleg multi-system things. So all the work had been done for me getting to this point, and it just so happened that one of three people who had dumped their rips on this forum thread was the same chip that's inside my unit, which is just great. So as you go through this, there's a lot of like funny and weird games. Absconde is a good early one to show you. It's a little maze game. It's weird. This is a Nice Code homebrew of the type that this thing's filled with. Another good one, Brother Ball, is weird. This stars this character that is referred to as a Nature Clan. Oh no, this might not be Nature Clan. Nature Clan is like a little red orb. With this one, you move the orbs and then you shoot them upwards. You gotta hit those ones without getting hit by an enemy. There's all these like weird mini games in this thing. It's pretty interesting. What was that good one? Was it Escapeway? Yeah. So with this one, you change which of the three balls you're controlling, and then you jump. Sometimes that leaves a gap. This is one that caught my eye in particular, which had a pretty interesting mechanic to it. But what we're actually here for, of course, is the Donkey Kong bootlegs. So I've got some notes about that here. The names, it's really hard to tell what they are from the names, but I've written down everything that I found while searching through it. So let's go to number 16, Bug. And since we're playing Donkey Kong bootlegs, this is Donkey Kong 3, and it's immediately recognizable when you launch it up. So this is one of Inventor's, reskins is what I was calling them. They just, as far as I can tell, took the code of an S game and changed the graphics up. And all the graphics have been swapped out. Sometimes the text is the same. So they've got a Xevious clone called Air Alert that still calls the ship the Solvaloo. So that's a bit of a giveaway. But if you've played any of the games that these are, ripped off from, you'll recognize them straight away. This is clearly Donkey Kong 3, except I'm playing as some kind of weird frog creature. Donkey Kong himself has been replaced by this bug character that the game is named after, of course. Ironically, instead of, recognizable bugs then attacking you and stealing your grapes in this case, I don't even know what these are. I guess those flying ones look a little bit bug-like, but the centipede, grub character is just two circles. It's kind of weird. So the progression should be really the same as it was in the original game, because I'm sure they just took the code and changed the sprites. I think I just put Bug's head into a crab there. That's cool. So you have to do a loop or two to see all the levels in DK3. This one's the same, but a bit harder with the enemy placement and stuff. We don't have the super spray. Oh yeah, I forgot those ones explode. Dang. I am using my turbo button that I set up before as well, by the way. Yeah, I got the game over. Oh, pressing start completely freezes the whole thing. Anyway, I think the replacement graphics, at least for this one, are, well, they're kind of a mixed bag, but they're colorful. And it's sometimes just interesting seeing what they've done to skirt around the existing, copyrighted assets. I guess that big brown square before was a graphical error. Anyway, you actually keep your super spray between levels there. I don't know if that was a feature in the original game, come to think of it. Anyway. The unit has a joystick, which makes it quite difficult to play certain games. It's got the A and B button, which are reversed from what I would expect, which trip me up sometimes. It's got 3 other buttons: Start, Select, and Volume. I'm talking about the physical unit I played this on now. Start is what you use to pick a game from the menu, but it also works in-game to pause and stuff. Oops, or to advance from the title screen. And not select. I misspoke. There's start and there's volume, and then there's reset, which is a soft reset of the unit that leads you back to the selection screen. Hard resetting it with the switch on the back will reset your menu position. Otherwise, you can play the games one by one by advancing after resetting. What should I do? I should make a save state, actually. Although, I don't know if this emulator supports that. Yeah, it does. And come to think of it, I set up a hotkey for that, so never mind. Okay. Something went wrong there with the graphics. I just like this cute frog. I can't tell what, is that a mouth down below, or I don't know if it's part of the body. As a replacement for Stanley, though, Stanley the Bugman, it's cute. It's got a lot of character. It might even be a robot, who knows. Yeah, so the reset button and then the volume button does not work like a volume. Well, it's a button. It's a single button, and it cycles through different volume states. So The default volume level is like medium, which is still too loud for everyday play. Which is why I stuck a big blob of blue tack on the back of my unit to block up the speaker so it's not as loud. And then when you press it again, it goes to loud mode, and then again it goes to off, like no sound. And then again it goes to low, and then again goes to medium again. That's it started at. So I think it should probably start low and then go higher, but whatever. It's a very, very cheaply made unit. Now, I'm not really sure if I've seen all the levels yet. But I don't mind spending a little bit more time with this, because it's pretty well done, as hacks go. We had a few graphical errors before, but I guess I just need to wait for these centipedes to get out of the way. Oh! Oh no, the bug ending. See, that's how you do it. Ugh! What was that? And yes, this one music track plays the entire way through without stopping. Alright, time's getting on, so let's call it there. That was bug. As you go through, you notice that it's in roughly alphabetical order. They front load it with a few, I guess, choices that they've picked out. Once you get to about 110, it suddenly starts again, and you realize that they've put sort of the better ones up front. The first half of the list, and then the second half, there's a lot of copies and like repeats of games with swapped out assets. One example of that would be number 123. Bandits, which is another kind of DK3 clone. But this time, Donkey Kong is some kind of horrifying monstrosity. The plants are now bags of money. They didn't actually change the bugs at all, except for the palette. So that's a bit iffy. And the music, I think, is even the same. So this is less of a total conversion the way that Bug was. But it was really surprising to me to find a second Donkey Kong 3 installment on here. But if you go to Bootleg Games Wiki, go to the page on Inventor, and you'll see a list of all the kind of clones that they've known to have made in this style. And there's listings for Bug and Bandit under DK3, as well as a third one called What's Up, I think, that I did not find on the multi-cart. So we're not going to get to play What's Up. But I think that's just about enough of that. See if anything changes here. But you can see that the palette is like really not well done here. There's a lot of single colors. It's very garish and not very good at visibility. Anyway, stuff. Yeah, so Bandits. What else did I find in here that was related to Donkey Kong? So as I kept cycling through this secondary alphabetical list, I did play all 240 of these and made some notes about interesting ones to revisit or to show off at various points. Paul, what? Oh, Rescue Cook. I know what it looks like it says, but let's just assume that it's Cook. This is actually, you know, I'll get into it later, but the point is it's a Donkey Kong Jr. reskin. In this case, Junior's been replaced by this character. We'll find out more about him later. I'll tell you some of what I discovered from Bootleg Games Wiki. But yeah, it's just Donkey Kong Jr. on NES with new graphics. The snap jaws are like saws now. Or tanks, I guess? Yeah, they're tanks that go down the ladders. How do I get around this one? Donkey Kong has been replaced by something that I'm told is taken from a Tom and Jerry game but recolored. What the heck? There we go. While Mario has been replaced by like a blue M&M. I don't know. Could be a Nature Clan, but Nature Clan is Nice Code's thing, and this is an Inventor product. You won't see those names very much on these games, but from time to time the title screen will have a little something on it. There's one game that says Power Joy, and that's one of the keywords that helped me do some research about the creators of the games and the hardware. I also saw 2-year listings on title screens, like, you know, copyright, whatever, even though these are clearly not copyrighted, but one was listed as being made in 2001 and another in 2004. So that's the kind of the vintage of these bootlegs and these homebrews. At least some of them. It's hard to tell when they were made, but the Famiclone hardware kind of runs rampant through various countries of the world, even to the present day. So it's not surprising that things like this were being made as late as 2004. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. I think with save states I might actually beat this one. Donkey Kong Jr. is my favorite of the classic era of DK. It's really cool. You play as the monkey. It's great. You can also see that the sprite here is just... It's not even it's not a new sprite that was made to cover over Junior. It's in many ways a recolor of Junior's existing sprite. It has all the same animations, but he just kind of has a different outfit. You can even see the J on his leotard at certain points of his animation cycle. Okay. So one more level after this. So I'm really glad I was able to show off this thanks to those hackers online. Because getting something in the real world, not having the means to like digitize it or film it, because trying to point a camera at this tiny screen with its horrible display technology would not be ideal. But yeah, being able to stream this thing otherwise was a physical unit in my life is really cool. I don't know, maybe that's not exciting for someone who hasn't played it themselves, but it's pretty neat. So let's do a complete loop of this Bandits game. Nitpickers have been replaced by little, like, angels or fairies or something, which is kind of cute. Okay, let's drop a bag of money on you. You, and not you. Very cool. And that's it. Okay. They just recolored Senior Sprite, and they didn't even change Mario for the death. Oh, they didn't think anybody would get that far. That's great. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think that's all the Donkey Kong stuff that I found on the 240-in-1. I did notice something here just now while I was scrolling through. See if I can find it again. Should be over here. Because there's more in here that I want to play at a different time. So it's just good to have access to it now. Tunny is one I read about. So this is a variant of like Sun Sun, which I think was a Capcom arcade game. Must have had a home port. The DK relevant thing was that they replaced the antagonist head there with Donkey Kong's head from the first Donkey Kong game. Although I guess they reused those graphics in Junior, right? So in this version of the game, you're a helicopter. I don't know if you end up fighting that boss, but you at least see it in the intro, so that's enough. I guess I'll see how far I can get. This kind of setup for a game, I've seen it used in a couple of games as well. What's that one? It's like Psycho... what was it? It's an SNK one. I don't know. Not important. Oh, really? You can see that they left the Sun name in the text in the upper left above my score. This is just like the Xevious thing, leaving the Solvaloo text in. God, the slowdown is fantastic. I wonder if this even has boss fights. What's that? Is that a power-up? N. Am I doing well? I guess so. Ooh, a POW. Give me a POW. I missed the peach. Oh, what? I don't know, I missed it. I missed that, I guess. That's fine. And yeah, I suppose this counts as a Donkey Kong, you know, bootleg game, because Donkey Kong is the antagonist in it, or at least somebody with a Donkey Kong style head. I'm happy with that. I read about this one, but I forgot that it existed. I was researching the Donkey Kong connections on Bootleg Games Wiki. Well, we're definitely seeing different enemies. $10 points, what a pittance. Oh boy. Oh, 3,000 points, it was worth it. Oh, here we go. What? What's going on? What are these characters? This is cool, this like base assault thing. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, that was really close. I think that was the Capcom pickup that I've talked about before. That thing that I forgot the name of. It was in a bunch of their old games. Alright. Oh, there they are! The Kongs, the Kong brothers. I guess we gotta bypass the shields. That was a hit. Ugh! No, my son. Oh, they're gone? I guess they're gone. Well, we got to a part where we confronted the the Kongs, so that's cool. I'll leave that one there. Alright, did I have anything else to show with this one? Ah, yes, one more. Number 144. This is not Donkey Kong, but Dada. Oh, see if you recognize the music. Maybe not that music. What? For some reason I thought the music was the same. Anyway, whatever. If you're familiar with old Nintendo arcade games, you might recognize the game design of Popeye here. Popeye, of course, has a connection with Donkey Kong because Donkey Kong 1981 was originally going to be a Popeye game with Bluto in the Kong role, Popeye as Mario, Jumpman, of course, Olive Oil was Pauline. And yeah, they changed it, but they did end up making a Popeye game, and this is it, just with new characters. We have a teddy bear, some guy, and Olive Oil's replaced with a penguin, which, oh, it's got to be Konami's penguin from whatever it's from. But what's this? This is it. This is the music I was thinking of. It's the Popeye the Sailor Man song. There you go. They left that in. I don't know if the rest of it's the same. I don't know how you win this game. What? Did I run out of time or something? Anyway, whatever. Tangential Donkey Kong connection there. What else? Let me see. Alright, so I said before that in the forum thread where people had dumped this this multi-cart game, there were 2 other ones as well. And they're also playable in the same emulator here. So yeah, thanks to those other users, we have access to even more games. This one's 300 in one. Now, if you pay attention to the music, it's the same menu music as the other one, just slowed down. The dragon looks cool too, but I think the other scene in the 240 in one was a bit more moody and cool. So there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of the same games in here that were also on 240 in one. They're not as well ordered in alphabetical order, but there's a slightly different selection of them. I wanted to demonstrate at least this to you. The games in 240 in one are all quite simple, arcadey kind of action games, whereas you have games more complex in this, such as Panda, which, if you don't recognize it, is Super Mario Brothers. It's just Super Mario Brothers with new graphics. It's just as janky as Super Mario Brothers is to play. What an awful game. Yeah, enough of that. Just below it, Panda Adventure, completely different game, but one that will be familiar if you have been following this stream, because when I played Lord of the Rings bootleg games, in which I covered Lord of the Rings 4 by Sintax, I also played Rings, also known as Gorge, which is a reskin of this game. This is the original, Panda Adventure. This is the one that's been copied and the sprites edited into different graphics many times. That was just fascinating to find this on here. Just a personal surprise to me. Let me see. While we're here, I can show you the original Sun. I don't remember if it's in 240 in one, but it's definitely in 300 in one. 269. So the helicopter game was an edit from this game, which might even just be the original game completely, for all I know. Maybe the name Capcom was edited out. But you should see that the level design is identical. For some reason, when playing it in this emulator through 301, it doesn't display properly and everything scrolls upwards, which is extremely disorienting. You can't see where the power-ups actually are. So, yeah, don't try to play that version. Let's see. Notes. Okay, 133 was another one tangentially related to Donkey Kong. It's in the same era of those working class Mario games where he went through different jobs. Roge Brer is Mario Brothers. It's just Mario Brothers with new graphics. Not all new graphics, because you can see Mario's head on the UI up there. Oh! And there's another Mario sprite if you stop from a slide. They also left the shell creepers completely intact. They didn't change those. I can't believe they forgot to edit all the sprites. That's so funny. That's great. Oh boy. Okay, let's end this. Weird. Let's see. Okay, one other like tangential thing. So the sprite in Bandits that was an edit of Donkey Kong Jr. is actually an existing character in this kind of bootleg universe of Inventor. So Inventor did like a Ninja Turtles knockoff at some point, and there was a character called Conti, and Conti also stars in Conti Energy, which is, of all things, a Lode Runner clone. And if I can ever get into the game... What happened? Oh, I hit pause while I was on a black screen. So this is Conti, who is like a variant of a Ninja Turtle or something. But you can see he's sort of wearing Mario's overalls. But he's got that bandana, which is the important thing that they changed the head of DK Jr. to. I'm not really sure what the Ninja Turtles connection is. The head looks like a Ninja Turtle, I suppose, with the bandana, but they recolored it. Why is it always to the left? Oh, right, it's left and right. I haven't played Lode Runner before. I know the basic gist of it, but yeah. There's a few Lode Runner knockoffs on this collection. I noted also, because I was just scanning the titles of these, and I was like, oh, Tactful Monkey. That could have something to do with Donkey Kongs. I like playing games with monkeys in them. And wouldn't you know it, it's exactly the same kind of Lode Runner clone. It just starts on a different stage. So there's a lot of ones like this in these multi machines. Cute monkey though. I'm surprised how far I got in 240 in one without encountering a copy of another existing game in the collection. It's just when I got to the halfway point, they started cropping up more. Let's see. That's about all the Donkey Kong stuff I had. What's the time? Yeah, good time. All right, that went well. Inventor has other games that I noted from Bootleg Games Wiki that are based on other things in relation to Donkey Kong. So What's Up is a Donkey Kong clone, I think. Rescue is a variant of Rescue Cook from Donkey Kong Jr. Frogland is another variant of 3, probably similar to Bug since the character's kind of a frog. And Calcu Chaos is also a Donkey Kong Jr. math variant, actually. And I have no idea what it's like. So I was looking out for all those names in these collections, but I didn't spot them, sadly. So they remain mysteries to me at this point. I guess I'll just show you the third one. Because in that thread I mentioned people were dumping their machines. There were 3 dumps. This was the third dump, which shows you what this Famiclone hardware is capable of. It can actually do up to 16-bit and up like style graphics, more than the NES games that are often populated. That snail, by the way, is taken from MapleStory. This particular one is a bit more user-friendly because it has them characterized into different genres, and then it gives you screenshots of what the game is going to be in that side view as well. So it's pretty helpful in that way. The music's worse, much worse. A short loop that really sounds odd. It's obviously not like NES style music in the same way that these graphics are more advanced for the menu screen, but all the games within are still these kind of NES bootleg homebrew things. I guess it might be worth showing this one. Golden Bird is the only other one. When I searched Kong in Inventor and Nice Code, this came up saying it's sort of like Donkey Kong's last stage, except that you can't jump. But it's more like there's other games that maybe even predate Donkey Kong where you don't jump and you climb ladders. I don't remember the name of them, but yeah, it's that kind of arcade style gameplay. This is probably a clone of something, but I'm not sure what. You play as a weird Smurf character. This, I think, is in both other collections as well. So, like them, there's a lot of overlap with this one. You might have noticed as well with 301, the Dragon menu game collection, the screen was actually stretched. It had a wider aspect ratio, but I think it's just taking the same... everything in it is stretched in the same way, and it's the same it's a lot of the same games that have just been put into a wider ratio. So 241 in one might be the best way to play them, although this one has those screenshots in the menu to let you get a preview of what you're going to be in for. So that's nice, at least. But yeah, if you're interested in this, I'll link the thread where I found this, which has the 3 dumps of the 3 multi-collections I've played and the emulator that you need to play them. I had fun just looking through this weirdo collection and seeing what silly treasures are in there. Maybe even some hidden gems, you might call them, if you're feeling spicy. Yeah, I don't know. I think... Oh gosh, this music... It just... I had to load something up so it wasn't blaring in my face. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with everything I had prepared for today. I'm sorry I couldn't get through, Donkey Kong Island 2. I'm sad about that. But that's okay. Like I said, I'll link Rage's video. You can see the full playthrough. Yeah. So thanks for joining me. I'm losing my voice now. I haven't actually been drinking at all this stream. It's important to hydrate. Oh, H2. Oh, yeah. So good. All right. Yeah, like I said, thanks for joining me. This has been fun. I keep thinking that I've surely played all of the Donkey Kong bootlegs and fan games that ever could be. And then I find more, and it's always a joy. I love playing this kind of game. It's really interesting and strange. This game, by the way, if you were wondering, is a Tetris clone. It's just Tetris. Yeah, once again, I don't have a firm idea of what I'm doing next week, but stay tuned if you're interested in the kind of thing I'm playing today. I've played a lot of it before, and I will certainly play it again. So, or that kind of thing anyway. My brain is scrambled eggs, so I'm gonna sign off now. I can't continue, must rest. All right. Oh God, please. I'm just gonna remind you of how cool this was. This music, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again. And if you do happen to find any Donkey Kong bootleg games that I haven't played, which is difficult to know if I've played them or not without having seen all of my streams, but anyway, yeah, let me know. Always keen to find more that I didn't know about before. But anyway, until next time, have a good one, stay safe. Happy New Year. Western New Year. I think we're going into the year of the rabbit in the Lunar New Year cycle. When that rolls around, that might be a good excuse to play certain games, but yeah, we'll see. Bye!